I'm Helios, and we are here at Bohemia, better known as BOHO. For me, this is the best lifestyle out there, really. So yeah, just actually if it's in position, which is like this, it's pretty good. Learning how to be self-sufficient as well, and our community is amazing. Like everybody in the community is awesome. So you've got all of these people that took that plunge to leave the system and do something different, potentially just ending up alone in the middle of nowhere. And we found the best bunch of people, and I've traveled a lot. This is the best place I've been, community-wise. It's amazing. So yeah, we're lucky. We're more than lucky. We're blessed to be out here.
So what are you cooking?
So I'm cooking some soup, veggie soup. We try to be vegetarian here, not eating animals. And so some soup, some potato, like we do potato salad. And every day, someone is cooking some different things. So we have like a schedule for the food. We try to be like healthy, eat something from the garden also if it's growing.
Let me tell you about my garden. Now, we have about, I think there's like 12 or 13 beds in here, and it's all been massively trial and error. So about 5 of them are hugelkultur beds, which, let me tell you, when you're trying to dig like a meter into the rocky ground, well, that was a massive headache. And the rest of them are all like above ground beds or raised beds, but they're not really raised. So we basically dug down around 30 centimeters or so, and then put like organic matter into them, and then soil on top, and then manure and soil. And as we spoke about earlier, the goats, when we got them, just basically came in here and ate pretty much everything. There's a lot of new little seedlings or regrowth right now, and the goal eventually is to like really be on top of the gardening thing and know what grows well where and with who, and keeping everything clean and tidy around, and then to replicate further down more beds, you know, like if we have 10-15 people here, we need like a lot of onions and potatoes. So yeah, there's loads of different things growing here, like potatoes grow really well, aubergines, carrots grow well, onions, lettuces, things that didn't grow well last year. Tomatoes didn't grow that well, but I think that's probably more down to me. I'm not a gardener, you know what I mean, or a builder, or any of the things that we need to learn out here. So yeah, trial and error, but it's good fun trying. And oh yeah, we had loads of melons and pumpkins last year. They looked amazing, but they tasted really watery, which wasn't that nice, but it's the thought that counts, I suppose. And yeah, we'll just keep improving, you know. It's how we treat each other, and those are more important, you know what I mean? And also it's a space where people can either feel like more encouraged to explore those things. At 15 or 16, these are the jobs that are available to you. So based on that, and based on your income, and based on a load of other things that are not really, they shouldn't be that important, is where you end up in life. And those things aren't important. What's important is, are you a good person? How do you treat your planet and your animals and the people around you, and do you stand up for the things that are important, or do you stay quiet when you should be speaking up? So, you know, those are the things that for us are important to try. And, you know, we're not taught how to communicate properly at school, and how to express how you feel, how to express who you are. You know, it's quietened. You have to wear these clothes, you have to wear these clothes, you have to do these games, you have to play these games. It's like absolutely mind-bogglingly oppressive and backwards thinking, not backwards. Well, yeah, it is. It's old school thinking. You know, we need to be more dynamic. And welcome to my crib. This is my little house. Look at it. It's great. It's 3 by 4 meters on the outside diameter. Honestly, I really don't need more than this. Like, it's just for sleeping, chilling, working, and having some friends around. And the views are amazing out the window. And before winter, we'll get the trimming in so that it's like windproof. But for summer, it's great. And yeah, there's a big old king-size bed on top, loads of storage underneath, space for another double bed underneath. All my stuff is away. It's great, and it's just nice for the first time in years to have all my stuff out, clothes folded so I can see everything, and I can stand up. Like, it's amazing. It's so cool. And yeah, the goal is to extend out the back. Will be like a kitchen on that side, a deck on this side that I'll sleep outside mostly in summer and autumn and spring, depending on how hot and cold it is. And then a deck on this side, like a big deck with some sofas. So then, you know, when I say, do you want to come and hang out? Down here, can be out there. Then the sun sets that way. And so it's just really beautiful. Yeah, it's got solar power, and yeah, eventually we'll get water down here. And I'll make my own shower. I probably shower less than everyone else, but if I have my own, maybe I'll shower more. Or not. But yeah. And first I was living in the caravan behind the kitchen. Yeah, someone needs to be there that's like able to check who's coming in and all this sort of thing. But it was kind of, you know, getting to a point where I really needed my own space, a bit of quiet and privacy. You know, I moved out into the middle of nowhere because I love to also be alone. And yeah, it can get quite busy when you've got lots of people coming through. So now I've got this space and it's just like tranquil. Started getting up at 7 instead of 6 every morning because there's no goats running on my roof or less cats trying to wake me up by biting my face or whatever else they're doing. And Blue doesn't come around and wake me up by name when he's ready for breakfast, so just leave that for everyone else to deal with. So, here we have Blue. We've had Blue here since the 16th of March, and I remember why it's the 16th of March because it was a few days before our first 3-day event, and then they were like, he has to come now. So we had the horse and that happening. Surprisingly, he really enjoys getting amongst everyone. He's super social. When we have dinner, he always sits down and like enjoys being around for dinner. And if there's like music playing on the dance floor, he's there. If the sound system's too loud, then he just comes and hangs around outside. But generally, yeah, he's not at all bothered by people or music. It's great. In fact, if people are jamming or playing guitar, he'll come and sit and like move his head. It sounds ridiculous, but he's having a great time. Yeah, he loves it. We've had a few issues with Blue since we've had him, so it's not all been sunshine and unicorn parades. One that jumps out is, yeah, he had like a week-long disappearing act because somebody left the gate open. I did. I left the gate open because I thought he'd come back, but he didn't. He ended up going for like a whole week, and it was an absolute headache. And then eventually, whilst out looking for him, I bumped into someone cutting bamboo that lives a kilometre up that way, but they were working at our neighbour's place. And he was like, oh yeah, his friend in the village has heard about a horse that was in the village. So then went to pick him up. He's there in the middle of the village in like a little paddock that's like a village square. He's like, hey, how's it going? And then had to like walk him back to the bush, and then had to drive with Blue on a leash and myself and Ninja in the car for like 4 kilometres, and it was quite interesting to say the least. So yes, there have been some issues.
So I noted that one of your goats is called Philip. What crazy person named him?
Well, if I remember rightly, the person that named one of our goats might be you, Dom.
Very
if I'm
true.
correct.
Yeah.
Philip, yeah, that goat.
I can't believe you actually went for that.
I think it suits him. It's like quite a nice name, but he's just a naughty little goat, so they've created all kinds of problems. Everyone warned me about goats. Don't get goats, they're hard work, they're troublemakers, and they've been probably the biggest obstacle and problem this year, is that.
What happened with your vegetable garden and the goats?
So the goats, for example, absolutely, they broke down all the fences around every garden that was chicken proof. Obviously they weren't goat proof. They ate pretty much all of our vegetable gardens. We had one bed that was like 3 by 1 meter or 2 by 1 meter of just seedlings of loads of different things that had just been there growing, fine with the weather. They ate all of them, you know what I mean? And then the chickens and the goats were just using all the beds for like sunbathing. So then it took the team like a month actually to get all the fencing up again, and it's goat proof pretty much now. We have 1 cockerel, General Hopi, and 10 chickens. And basically we first got Hopi from a friend of ours, and the goal was to, as you know, becoming self-sustaining is to provide ourselves with, well, we don't eat meat here, but eggs we eat. If they're really like happy chicken eggs, which ours are, they free range everywhere. If they die, we won't eat them, we'll bury them. We have a pet cemetery up the road there. And basically, yeah, I mean, they're really good for eating flies and bugs and ticks. And there's really good entertainment. They all live in their little house there. They give us loads of eggs, so probably an egg a day per chicken. So that's like roughly 10 eggs a day. That's our shower. Oh, it's nice and cold. Lovely jubbly. It's great. So yeah, this is our shower room, and basically sometimes when it's hot the pipes give hot water here, so you get a warm shower naturally. Sometimes it's too hot because the sun heats it up so much, and that's why we've got these buckets here, so you can bucket shower. Oh yeah, that's like cold water. Ooh, like really cold. And this is like alright water. And so yeah, this, everyone showers in here. It's got a little sink over there. And yeah, we built it all using the beams and the structure mainly of eucalyptus, and the rest of the wood is all wood that we got from a wood guy. And then yeah, just made this. The windows were actually brought all the way over from the UK. We bought loads of recyclable stuff from the UK to start. So yeah, just actually if it's in position, which is like this, it's pretty good. Probably could do with it on my hair. It's great. And it's starting to get warm now, you see, because it's coming from the pipes higher up. Like that's perfect shower temperature. And then yeah, it just goes back into the ground again. When you see the young ones out here, and in general the next generation coming up, like my nephew's 6, and like he's just amazing, like just the lack of judgment and the love for everyone, and you know that's down to parenting as well, but that's a big part of just all of the conditioning that we've had compared to what the kids out here have, the young people out here have. You know, there's so much more freedom to express.
Helios, do you want to tell us where we're sitting right now? I think it's called Shantytown.
So yeah, this is Shantytown, as Missy said, and this is our event space, our main event space. So actually these platforms, well, we're underneath some platforms right now, and up on those platforms is like a chill area, and if we have bands playing, sometimes the bands go up top. When we've had jams and stuff, all the instruments go up top. Or if there's people mixing, they used to go up top, but now we've got like a little DJ area somewhere else. But this is like just doubled up as a lovely little chill spot. So in the evening, if we're having an event, people can come in here and talk or whatnot, or in the sun. This spot is great because it's shady and windy.
So what other areas are there in Shantytown?
Basically we've got the bar, and we've got on the side of the bar there's like a little food stall. or stalls that we've made for markets and when we've got food and drinks being served. And then next to that there's the sweet booth, and then there's like a couple more stalls so people can sell their goodies or whatnot here. And then what other areas? So there's a couple of fire pits. There's actually 3 fire pits down here, which is great when you've got a lot of people and we're allowed fires, which is like sometime around October, November till April-ish, depending. But anyway, so we've got some fire pits, and that adds great ambience as well. And then we've got space for people to play music and space for people to mix music as well.
Do you have any kind of sound system?
Yeah, we do have our own sound system, but it's quite small, and it's one that my mate knocked together from the UK and we brought it over. But it's not as good as we need it to be for like events that, you know, require a better level of sound. So then we just rent sound systems from people around, but eventually we will have our own decent sound system. You kind of need it when you're having like lots of people around.
And how does that work with your neighbours? Do you not get any noise complaints? Or?
Oh, well, let me tell you, like, mostly it's fine. Most of the people in the villages and the locals are really supportive of the project, and the sound doesn't affect them too much. However, there's always an exception to the rule, and bless them, I can understand why it might be annoying for them. There is like a few people that we have had complaints from, and sorry about that. I really am. It was my fault for pointing the sound system at the top towards the village. I mean,
so it's been like a learning curve.
A big learning curve. Yeah, now the sound systems are going to be hidden in the valley, so no one will be disturbed. And yes. Yeah, so yeah.
A lot of things to think about when you're running events, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, I think it was only less than a year ago we decided, right, we're going to start having ecstatic jams. So we have a jam, ecstatic dance, and then I remember October, my birthday event, mine and Adam's joint birthday event, was when there was like at least 100 people here.
That was the first time that Dom and I came to BOHO.
Amazing.
And I had no idea who you were, and I had to ask
Oh.
at the bar, and I said, hey, whose party is it? Somebody pointed at you, and I chucked you a couple of bottles of wine, and you were running around like that.
That sounds about right. Oh, that's so,
That's so
yeah,
funny.
that party
Yeah.
was that was like the first time I was like, oh, right, I think we can do some like bigger events here.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. For me, work hard and play hard are both as important as each other. So we have a schedule, we do like 4 hours a day on schedule as a team, and that's like 20 hours off. And we do that Monday to Friday. Some weeks we do it Monday to Thursday. It depends on the weather. You know, if it's super hot, we start earlier. If it's rainy, we start later, but we all work together as a team. So this little area is where we have some bell tents, and basically that's for people to rent out and come and stay. And sometimes you see there's like the maypole there in the middle, so that's where we had our maypole event on the 1st of May. And yeah, that's our first ever toilet.
Admire the view or something.
It is a great view. Ah, lovely. I think Rick and Morty based their toilet episode on this toilet.
I think they came as workaways, didn't they?
Yeah,
Landed,
exactly.
landed just there.
That's right. Yeah, they helped dig the hole. And Muggins over here was like, oh, I don't want to give anyone the job of digging. So even though base camp was all the way up there, this was the easiest place for me to dig a hole. So that's why the toilet is like about 300 meters from where everyone's living. long as everyone is being kind to each other, no one's, you know, everyone's getting consent for anything that's happening around the place, and everyone's like looking after one another, and we have a few team meetings a week, and if people want one-on-ones, they're available for people. Yeah, I encourage everyone to just do whatever you want and try everything. You want to try art or painting? Great, go and paint and do some art. You want to build something, there's about so many trees, go and cut a tree down. Speak to any of the guys that have been here, and myself even. It brings a lot of change being out here. You know, you can't help but face yourself when you're faced with the forest and with working on the land, and like clearing land is an arduous task in one way, but it's a big meditation in another way. It's like you get to see the fruit of your labor straight away. You get to like turn around and be like, oh my goodness, I've cleared so much land, and while I've been clearing, I've been processing all of these things I needed to think about that you don't get time to process when you have to get, right, I need to be on the tube by 7, I need to be at work by 8, this or whatever it is for 8 hours, and then you have to go and get your food from Tesco's, or if you've got a bit more money, go to a restaurant, and then go home and do that every day, and like, oh, it's Friday, and then it's like Monday tomorrow. It's like, I don't know what day it is today. It's a weekday. It's Thursday, because you guys were coming over yesterday, but it's Thursday. So that's how I know what day it is, but it really doesn't matter, you know? Sorry, yeah. So in this box of tricks, we have a bench that doubles up as our housing for our batteries and our inverter. So this inverter and battery are connected to this charge controller.
So what sort of battery life, what size batteries? Are they leisure batteries, car batteries?
They are leisure batteries, they're solar batteries, so you can run them right down and it doesn't affect them. It's on a 2 6-volt batteries in series.
The 12 volt.
12 volt.
Yeah.
But it isn't 12 volt because it still powers 240. Honestly, like I say, just plug it all in.
So
does it work? Mostly.
How many amp hours are your batteries?
I don't know. How long's a piece of string? Is that one of where we can say that? I honestly couldn't tell you. So I can show you this. I don't know what I'm on about, but this thing is created to know what it's on about. So this tells us how many kilowatts per hour are being created through the sun into the solar into the battery. How many amps? Is that per hour? I don't know. At least we know how many amps there are, how many kilowatts per hour. What else? How many volts as well. So if this gets to like 11.7 or 8, that's not great. 13.8 is good. The most I see is like about 14.4 volts. Sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but I really don't. And I'm alright with that, you know, it's all just winging it, Some people though, you go to their places and they've got an amazing setup with thousands of euros of batteries. But yeah, this is it. This is Rambo, come here. Rambo, come. Yeah, look at him. He's so cute. Aren't you?
It's all dusty.
He's so dusty, look at this. Off-grid dog. You know, but he walks about, I don't know, all day he's got the place to himself. You don't have an hour-long walk. We never take him for a walk. He just goes on his own. That's Ninja, and she's about a year old. Rambo's 4 years old, and they are pretty fun dogs. Yeah, look at them. And they get on really well with the cats and the chickens as well, and they're probably at the bottom of the pecking order.
How do you manage your water?
Well, managing... Well,
That's the answer.
well, we don't have a well, sadly, but we do have a borehole. Yeah, it should be better fucking organised than this, but so
water.
So here is the borehole. This little hole.
Oh, the blue thing.
This blue thing. The electrical box that controls the pump that is 80 odd meters down this hole.
80 meters. Well,
80 odd, it's a long one down, yeah. And this pumps water up to those 2 containers up above. And basically we turn it on with the Jenny So yeah, this we built. It's a big old beast. Yeah, we were going to put another level on top, you know, things that, again, there's so many rookie mistakes when, I don't know about you guys, but coming out here and thinking that, like,
curve, isn't
it is, you know, that this was a priority instead of just building like a small one. Yeah, but what to do? It was a great experience. I'll never forget 10 of us trying to lift one of these up, having to get a whole team of people over to put these posts up. So, yep, it's all good. Well, if anyone watching is thinking about taking up this kind of lifestyle and getting out of the rat race and on the edge of should I, shouldn't I, do it. 100% do it. Give yourself that challenge. You only live once. What are you waiting for? Already it's becoming more difficult to get out of the UK and get into other places because of Brexit and other choices that have been made. So, you know, you've got this chance, this life to do something different, exciting, try something new. But if you don't try, you'll never know. How volunteering works here at BOHO is people come, preferably people with some kind of skills in woodwork, building, carpentry, you know, gardening, ideally, but also we're open to anyone who wants to just come and, you know, get involved as well. And yeah, we have a schedule. We do 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. We all cook together, so we have a cooking schedule. So everyone's on the schedule, so everyone gets to cook for whoever is here. Sometimes that's 10 people, sometimes that's 5 people, sometimes that's 20 people. So then you have to get creative. And yeah, we do all kinds of different jobs, and the goal is to try and find what people are good at, and if they have skills, to, you know, make use of those skills. And if they don't have skills, for people to, well, clearing land you don't really need much skill for, but there's a big need for it, and that's just as important as building a cabin, for example. Everything's valuable, and we have a good balance. Like, everyone works when we're working, it's only a short window, and then plays when we're playing, which is a bigger window.